In this video, I want to take you on a journey of how I've gone from 0 to 2.5 million streams, about 2.4 something on Spotify, about 100,000 something on Apple, not even including all the other streaming platforms, of which there's plenty. It might be more like 3 million or so, and everything's still chugging along nicely. But I thought this would be kind of a cool milestone to look back, reflect, and see how this all happened. So if you don't know me, my name's Andrew Southworth, and I'm a music creator. I've been making music since I was 12 years old. I'm 30 now. And I've just always wanted people to hear my music. And for the longest time, all the way from since I was 12 until probably 2018, I just thought you release music and if people love it, they'll hear it and it'll get spread and people, if you build it, they will come kind of thing. But every time I released music, it was crickets. I would drop an album or an EP in one of my bands, or I would release something by myself and it would get like 100 streams in the first year, like essentially 0. And it's depressing because as artists, we love what we do, but it sucks when you can't have other people experience what we do. And that's what led me to 2019, which is when I actually started. I was going to take music more seriously and start promoting it. 2019 was a very significant year for me. In 2016, I finished my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. I got a job like literally a month after school I started, and I also started grad school at the same time. So from 2016 to 2018, I was working a full-time job as a mechanical engineer and in grad school for a master's in mechanical engineering, and I had no time. So for those 2 years, I kind of just didn't do music. Like I did it a little bit, but I just kind of stopped. And so when I finished that grad program in 2018, I had way more time open up. And I was also working as an engineer, so I had some funds where I could figure out how to play with this marketing stuff and invest where I needed to, because I was still living at home and I was making this money as an engineer. So it was kind of like a perfect storm come 2019 where I could just dive in and figure this out. So I committed January 2019, I am going to release music on a regular basis. I think I did monthly. And I'm going to try to figure out this whole marketing thing and get more people than ever to hear my music and really give this like the first old college try to make this work for me. And the first thing I realized about music marketing is that there's no one path to follow that'll guarantee success. That's one. And then two, there's a lot of people who will take your money and promise you stuff, and they might technically deliver on it, but it won't actually help you in any meaningful way. So a lot of 2019, not the whole thing, we'll get into what actually did work from that. A lot of 2019 was just trying out various services that I found. For example, playlisting services, we would give them $100, $200, $300, and they promised to place your song on playlists that it's similar to in style, and it would have X number of followers in the playlist. So they weren't guaranteeing streams, but they were guaranteeing placement on certain playlists. And what happened with that was the song would get on the playlist. I might go up to a couple thousand monthly listeners, which I was happy about. But then as soon as you get kicked off the playlist, you're back down to essentially 0. And so I tried a lot of services like that. I had tried Submit Hub, Playlist Push. I had tried various like SoundCloud things that I had seen online. Every time I saw a company that promised something, I just tried it out. That was terrifying. My door just slammed open. And then there was a point where I even hired a company where they were like, we can get you this many followers and this many streams. And it seemed like after I ran it with them, I'm not going to call them out, it seemed like it was just straight up bots. And at that point, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to risk getting anything banned. I don't want to break the rules. I want real people to hear my stuff. Like, I don't want to be paying these companies that I don't know or trust to promote my music. And every time I did it, I was just back to square one anyway. So I was just I probably wasted a couple $1,000s testing out these various services. And I just really felt defeated. So roughly halfway through 2019, I had decided I was going to try to go more the organic route. So I was going to try doing organic content creation, posting a lot on social media, engaging with people, doing the whole Gary V 980 thing where you engage with a bunch of people's content, hoping they come back to you. I even tried a little bit of follow-unfollow strategies, which, by the way, don't do that. Organic stuff works, but follow-unfollow stuff does not anymore. But I tried a bunch of organic stuff, and it did work. Like on Instagram, it got me from a couple hundred people to 1,500 followers or so, and it did increase my streams. And I did have people engaging on my stuff, and it was good. The problem was it was incredibly time consuming, and it's difficult, right? It's a lot of work to make content like that. And I still recommend everyone does organic content because organic content does work. But if it's the only thing you're doing, you're going to have a very long, slow grind. And it kind of left me feeling a little bit defeated, but definitely not nearly as defeated as when I was doing all the shady stuff before that I was trying out. And now we get to late 2019. I had been working with a band called Day 4 on the West Coast for a couple years, just bouncing files back and forth, and they wanted to record this album we'd been working on. So they flew me out to San Francisco, and I recorded the vocals, and we released an album, and it was fantastic. But they had a relatively significant marketing budget, and since I had all this experience through 2019, and I had results, and also I had experience with Facebook ads in the past, although not for music, they kind of just trusted me to manage a significant portion of this marketing budget. Like, they had things they wanted to do, but I was kind of left to spend this budget. And it did work out quite well. So of course we still tried all the playlisting stuff and the curation stuff and the Submit Hub stuff, but they also spent a good amount in Facebook ads, which I ran. So it gave me a kind of exploration platform to test out, what if I run an ad like this? What if, and they went out and they made some videos and we posted them, and then we ran ads on those. And then we tried running some campaigns to get people to check out the music on Spotify. And then this happened. So this here is the stats for our song Nothing's Over, and I changed the date range to start roughly after the song came out. So it was like the very beginning of September, like September 6th, it looks like. And we had been running, we did do some playlist pitching, we did do some curation stuff, but we did do a good amount of Facebook ads. And this was the first time that a song was actually taking off significantly. And the cool thing was, this was the first time I ever got anything on Discover Weekly. You can see all these spikes, Monday, Monday, Monday. That's Discover Weekly. And if I click on playlists here, and then if I go to since 2015, you can see it's gotten 370,000 streams from Discover Weekly, 96,000 daily mix, 5,800 on repeat, 5,500 radio. And if we look back at the whole profile, and we go to streams, and we go since 2015, this project has had 1.26 million streams, and it all started this late 2019 period where I got to play around with a nice, healthy marketing budget and actually use Facebook ads. Now, this wasn't 100% Facebook ads, but this was like what allowed me to figure out, okay, this is what works. And this, like, you can see the results. And because of the success of this led me to conclude that I should really focus on Facebook ads as my primary source of promotion for 2020. So when 2020 came around, I decided to just ditch all that stuff and focus on playlist ads. And the first song I dropped of 2020 was my song Neutron, which you can see here. And I've changed the date range to be from January 1st to January 1st in 2021. So this is when the song came out. And for me, this was a massive success. Like, over the course of that year, it got 12,000 streams, and even in the first month it hit a couple thousand, which for me at the time, like in hindsight, this doesn't look like much, but for me at the time, this was substantial. I think I spent $150, $200 or something, which was way, way less than I probably would have spent in playlisting. And the song still gets like, tens of streams per day with nothing promoting it. Like, this song is 2 years old and it's still just kind of chugging along, and it didn't even have that big of a campaign to begin with. And in hindsight, the song wasn't that great compared to the stuff I'm doing now, but I think as artists, we all kind of feel that way. And so because of the success of that campaign, I tried it on the next song and the next song. And eventually I had hit a song called Socialize, which is one of my best performing songs to date. It's my second best performing song ever. And this completely brought me up to a new level of monthly listeners and gave me a new volume and an appreciation for how this stuff can work. And I'll show you the stats. This was the first year, roughly. I'm a little off in my time. And the song got 200,000 streams in that first year. And initially, like, this first year was a $300 budget spent around here. And then the song got in Discover Weekly and has just been riding that wave ever since. Now, since the song did so well, I started the campaign back up again more recently. And it's helped it get even further. Now it's up to 383,000 streams. And if we fast forward even a little bit more to my song Change that came out in September, this song just crossed 1 million, which was a huge milestone for me, having a song that has over 1 million streams. Like, just blows my freaking mind. If you were to have asked me 3 years ago if I ever thought that I would have several million streams and 1 million streams in one song and 8,000 followers on Spotify, I might say, yeah, but that's like, many years down the line. I would have never expected that I could hit this goal in just a couple years. Like, it really just like changed everything for me. And even though I still have a long way to go, it's not like I'm getting these crazy numbers that are giving me a ton of money per month or anything. And there's all these other things that I have to learn in. But this was the journey that took me from nothing to where I am today, at least in terms of my music and people listening to it. And of course, along that journey, I have been sharing a lot of this stuff with you over the past 2 years. Ever since 2020 is roughly when those music marketing videos started. So if you want to learn about how I actually promote my music using Facebook ads, you can check out this playlist right here. And if you want to see one of the first music marketing videos I ever did comparing playlisting to Facebook ads, it's very old, probably outdated at this point, but I think you'll like it. And it's that video down in the bottom right there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.